Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. We begin with some breaking news at this hour. A wildfire that we've been tracking since early this afternoon is still burning, and now we have learned it has grown to more than 900 acres. There are level 1 and level 3 go now evacuations in place for that area on your screen right there. That includes Crescent Bar, Road 12 Northwest, Road W Northwest, and the Trinidad Rest area as well. If you're in any of those places or within the boundaries seen here in red, you need to leave now. There is a Red Cross emergency shelter open right now at the Quincy Middle School if you need somewhere to go tonight. Let's take a look now at our area tonight. Our crew is going to that area to get more information. Washington State Patrol told us state fire assistance has been mobilized to support the local crews working tonight. Again, that fire is burning an estimated 900 acres at this hour, but fire officials expect that to grow. Right now, it is burning sagebrush and crops, and it is threatening homes and buildings. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. We will continue to bring you updates just as soon as we learn them, and be sure to tune in to KREM 2 News at 11 tonight for the very latest. And in Sandpoint, the B-top fire has already burned 37 acres. Crews are attacking it from the ground and from the air tonight, but they say the terrain is making their job difficult. At this hour, crews are working to build a fire line to stop the spread of the fire. It's about 16% contained at this hour. And caught on camera just hours ago, the National Weather Service confirming a tornado just outside of Wilbur, Washington. This happened just after 5 tonight. They confirmed a landspout tornado touched down 2 miles from the Wilbur Airport. We have not seen any reports of damage tonight. On that note, we want to get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Good. Jeremy, pretty active day weather-wise. I know we know tornadoes happen here in Washington, but they're always kind of interesting to see play out here.
Yeah, especially when you get a really good look at something like that. In some of the images and videos that we found on social media, you could see a very defined, almost condensation funnel that comes all the way down to the ground, and then that dust and debris around it. Some people are saying, are there two? That's just kind of how tornadoes work. Oftentimes, that dust and debris will be a lot bigger than the worst spinning itself. So pretty incredible to see that. It was a high-based tornado, or the clouds are really high up in the air. We call that a landspout instead of a tornado technically. And really all that means is it just doesn't have the mechanism to get as strong as, say, an actual supercell thunderstorm would allow it to get. 67 degrees right now here in Spokane, and not much to talk about in terms of weather across the region. Notice we have a little bit of activity now moving into Montana, and that seems to be about it. Overall, the storm itself has wound down and moved out. We have a little bit of rotation coming from the low off to the north, but overnight and early tomorrow morning, that means a few stray storms off to the north, and that is it. Tomorrow we clear out and see plenty of sunshine, maybe a few stray storms up near Omak, and that is it. Our temperatures, though, wind up looking much better the next few days. 85 tomorrow, 87 on Wednesday, and then 87 again on Thursday. It looks much calmer, much sunnier, and a lot cooler than it was this past weekend.
On behalf of the community members of Spokane, hereby salute Brianne Beggs for their service to the city of Spokane.
Well, tonight's City Council meeting was the last one for Council President Brianne Beggs. He served on the council since 2016 and was elected council president in January of 2020. Beggs spoke at tonight's meeting and thanked the city and his fellow council members.
And the respect that we have developed amongst each other and the relationship has been a tribute to all of us and has served us well despite the buffeting storms of the world and really some of the comments out there on the internet that make things even harder. But you all have hearts of gold and are committed to this city, and it has been my great privilege and honor to serve with all of you. Thank you.
Earlier this year, Washington Governor Jay Inslee appointed Beggs to serve as the judge for Spokane Superior Court. Now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top story. Today marks 1 month since the homeless camp near I-90 known as Camp Hope has closed. But the state-owned land is still in need of a lot of work. Today we spoke with the Washington Department of Transportation, and they say the next step is to test the soil.
We've got a couple of contractors that we are working with, getting bids, and determining what that testing looks like, how many samples we're going to take, and then what remediation of the soil will look like following that testing.
If you drive by the land, you'll only find security vehicles while they wait to determine what the next steps will be. The death of a 2-year-old boy is under investigation tonight after he was found in a hot car yesterday. According to ISP, the toddler had been playing and was found in the car by family members who then called 911. ISP says it was 92 degrees outside, which means it could have been at least 165 degrees inside that car that afternoon. The Kootenai County Coroner's Office will release the official cause of death. Right now, the Stevens County Sheriff's Office asking for your help finding a missing man. Take a look. 27-year-old Tyler Keplin was last seen on Friday, rather. Deputies say he was last seen walking away from a job site on Mingo Mountain Road just outside of Kettle Falls. Keplin is described as being 5'9", about 200 pounds with brown eyes. If you see him, you're asked to call that number right there on your screen for Stevens County Dispatch. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them right to your phone. Earlier today, Washtenaw was joined by the state and Spokane City officials to celebrate the completion of the East Trent Bridge with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The bridge is set to open as soon as tomorrow morning. That bridge was demolished in 2020 and has been under construction ever since. From start to finish, the project cost taxpayers about $25 million.
People will ask me a lot about gas tax. Where's my gas tax going? And when you hear that question or think of that question, I want you to look down at the deck right now. I want you to look around at this beautiful bridge. And the answer to the question of where does your tax money go? It goes to bridges, to projects like this. It goes to progress like this bridge here.
The bridge received 2 main upgrades, which include safer walking paths and increased space for cyclists. Well, when the calendar flipped to July, newly passed laws by the Idaho legislature took effect. That includes laws changing how bathrooms are used in Idaho public schools. Senate Bill 1100, known as the Bathroom Bill, states all Idaho public schools are now required to have bathrooms separated based on the sex a person is assigned to at birth. The law is now being challenged in federal court by advocates on behalf of a 7th grade transgender student in Boise. The suit challenges the legality of the bathroom law and to get the law at least paused before the fall semester begins. Tonight, the state of Washington is preparing to dole out more than $100 million in fines for leaving mentally ill defendants in jail for months on end. The fines are part of a federal judge's ruling that the state is in contempt of court for failing the patients.
What happens in jail is people get worse. They get sicker. They get so sick that they never get back to the baseline they were when they came into jail to begin with.
And you think this contempt finding will hopefully address those very serious needs?
Absolutely.
The $100 million fine will most likely be spent on improving services for people with serious mental illness, including diversion programs designed to keep people from entering the criminal justice system in the first place. In national news tonight, we are learning new details about the violent prison attack on disgraced former USA Gymnastics team doctor Larry Nassar. He is accused of sexually abusing hundreds of athletes. Nassar was stabbed 10 times in the back, neck, and the chest by another inmate. Sarah Klein was one of Nassar's first victims.
As a survivor in this case, it doesn't make my healing journey any easier to know that Larry Nassar was stabbed. I desire immensely for Larry Nassar not to die at the hands of another inmate in his 50s, but to die as a man of old age who is behind bars. That is justice.
Nassar is said to be in stable condition tonight. The prison is reportedly experiencing staff shortages. Meantime, severe weather across the nation continues tonight, including in California, where a community is recovering from a major landslide. You can see the homes inside this gated community just shifted just enough to send them crumbling down a hill. Nearby neighborhoods may have to evacuate as well, as there has been no indication the landslide will stop. In Iceland tonight, a volcano erupted near the capital city of Reykjavik. This comes after days of intense earthquakes. New pictures and videos show what the eruption looked like. The area is a volcanic hotspot. The last time it erupted was back in 2021. It caused fissures that were several hundred feet long. No word yet if anyone is at risk due to the eruption.